Hey y'all, it's Sarah. So welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I had actually, no plan or anything like that to sit down and film this video, but as I was sitting here processing, and planning with the Lord, and after the day I had today, which was very good, but sort of a bit of emotional time in a good way, and I will probably talk more about that later on in the video in the coming, sessions, videos, however that looks, and depending on how much I would be allowed to talk about actually as well. So I know as I was, processing and planning, I seen from the video that went up 2 weeks ago to the first week of May, as I've kind of talked about in my, coming back video to YouTube, that there would be a big gap, and I just felt this so strong on my heart to get on here and talk to you all about. And I actually had full intentions of filming a completely different video, different topic, all that good stuff. But this is not leaving my heart, my mind, and I just want to come on here and talk to you all a minute. And I don't want this video to sound like cliche, overused, or anything like that. But, today was a day that was like a beauty for ashes type day, I guess you could say, and I'm just very thankful to God for all that He's done and is doing and that He will do. And I'm very grateful for the people that He has placed in my life to run alongside me, to help me on my journey in life. And, my heart and prayer is that, my journey, my story can help at least one person. It's all worth it to me. One person, if one person can lay their head down at night knowing that God loves them, that they are so valued and so loved, and that they know that they're not alone, it's all worth it to me. It's all worth it. And I know it's hard to say that in the moment, in the heat of the moment, when you're going through something very hard, very tiresome, very gruesome, however that may be. With all that to say, I want to come on here and talk to you all and just tell you how much each and every one of you is valued, how each and every one of you are loved. You're so loved and you're so valued, and you are important. And no matter what you are going through, have gone through, what you'll go through is valid. It's valid, it's important. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in the future, of how much comparison is really killing and is really so damaging to every one of us. Like it's probably affected us at least once, maybe even more in our life than we like to admit or even kind of expect or even, recognize. But so much have I seen and noticed, as we're coming to an end of April, and April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I just have seen people's stories from all over the world, all over the country. I'm from the United States, and I'm sharing their stories and sharing things that has happened to them, and, people like influencers on TikTok and YouTube that are talking about their stories of what they've went through, and some of it has just been so heart-wrenching. It's like it's so hard because you just never would have thought that this person or these people would have never went through something like that, and they're coming forward and they're sharing their story, and it's just so sad. And it's like, but at the same time, it just leaves you just stunned and just chills, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. And I just want you to know, so often, as I briefly shared about this comparison thing, we can feel like, oh, well, they went through this and I just went through that. And, I don't want to give examples because I don't want to potentially trigger anybody. So often can we get caught up in that, well, they went through this and I only went through that. Your situation, your story, your voice, it matters. It's valued. Your voice matters. You are valuable. And just know that you are not alone. You are not alone. I cannot stress that to you enough. It does not matter how big or small the situation is. My pastor friend up in New York gave this such a great analogy. He said, God cares about the stub toe, and He cares all the way up to the stage 4 cancer and everything in between. Let me say it again. God cares about the stub toe all the way up to stage 4 cancer and everything and anything in between. God cares about it. He sees it. And your story is important. Your voice is important. And it's okay to say that I'm not okay and that I need help and I need someone to help back me up, or I need somebody to help lift up my arms because I'm just not able to right now. Your story is important and you are valuable. I cannot stress that enough. Like, I could sit here all day and say that to you. No matter what has happened to you, it's valid. And it needs to be talked about if you need to discuss it to heal, whatever that may be, whatever that may look like for you. I'm going to tell you today, I talked about something, and I won't talk about what it is, so if you know me in real life or whatever, please do not reach out to me and ask me what it is, because I'm not going to be allowed to talk about it. But I spoke up about something that I've kind of been holding in for 10 years, and I talked about it 10 years ago, and today I talked about it again for probably the first time in 10 years that I can remember. I did talk about it last week to someone, but today was really the day that I really shared a story, a situation in my life, and I so much got caught up in, this person has went through this or this and this and this, and the person had told me, they're like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry that, this happened, you went through this. And of course, I know they know, and I know I wasn't looking for empathy or anything like that. It's just I wanted to find peace and some closure of some type, and talk about this, because I'm a firm believer, and I believe it's probably proven, if you don't talk about something, it's going to deal with you. If you don't deal with it, it's going to deal with you eventually. It may be 5 years later, 10 years, 20, 30, next week, the next hour, it will deal with you. And I think it's so healthy to get things out and talk about it, and it's important. It's almost like it's not an option anymore. It's so important, and something that, if you're a Law and Order SVU fan, season 26 has had a lot of different episodes and everything, and I don't trigger anybody, but there was a situation with a character where they went through a pretty traumatic event, and the character, I tell you, the 2 episodes were so powerful, and they were just so real and raw, and I could really relate to Carisi in some aspects, and he's one of my favorite characters, and I could really just feel some of his emotions. I know that can kind of be for a different day. Dive deeper into that, but something that, the character that went through a traumatic event had showed in the episode, she did not talk about what she went through, but she started using, she was getting addicted to things, I believe, to cope with what she went through in the situations. And she was able to get on a stand and share her story of what happened to her, and kind of paraphrasing this here, and and it showed her character, getting reconnected with one of her old friends. They're going to move on and heal. Trauma and things can look different from different people, different situations. I think we need to stop with the whole one size fits all situation. But I say that, all that to say was that, once she got it out, you could see a difference in her countenance and her demeanor, and, she, choosing to move forward. And, I know that holding things in can just literally make you physically sick, and it can do a lot of damage to your body, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I just want you to know, if you take nothing else away from this video, that you are so valued, you're so loved. Everything that you went through in your life, good and bad, is valid. And if you are thinking about, hey, I need to reach out to a counselor, I need to reach out to an officer or somebody that can help you, please do that. There's no shame in reaching out for help. And I heard a very important quote. I don't know who originally said it, but it was somebody in my life. They said that shame dies in safe places that secrets are told. And let me say it again. Shame dies in safe places that secrets are told. And I really could feel like I could relate to that quote today, as I shared some things that I didn't really realize how much guilt I was carrying from a situation that happened 10 years ago and that I walked through. I'm not going to look back, but I'm going to look forward. And I hope that you will raise your voice, and, the situation that, I'm going to start walking through again, or now, per se, to fully move on and heal and move forward, is I hope that I can raise my voice for the voiceless, the ones that haven't found their voice yet, the ones that may never got to raise their voice because maybe they passed away or something tragic happened, or the ones that are trying to find their voice right now, and or maybe you're just like on the fence. I'm almost there. Raise your voice. You are so valued. You are so loved. You're so important. And I just want to end the video with that. And I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching today's video. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I upload on the first Wednesday and the third Wednesday of the month. Since April is a little bit of a longer month, I have this video coming up on the last Wednesday of the month. And I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. I will have all my social media links down below if you're interested in following me there. Take care, be well, be here tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye.